Hey everybody and welcome to the bullshit party! Wait, that wasn't very Christmassy. Let me try that again. Hey everybody, welcome to the bullshit party! Hey, at least I tried. But in any case, we have a new vehicle to review, the Italy RSX. And for those of you who don't know, it's one of the newest vehicles added to the game. And in this video we're going to be taking a look at its interior, exterior, customization options, and performance upgrades. And with that, let's get started with the 360 around the car. And the first thing you're probably noticing looking at the back of the car is that it has a hydraulic spoiler. And if you've seen my videos before, you know that's a huge plus for me. I really love those. And if you're a car guy, you're probably recognizing this car as the Ferrari SF90 Stradale. And if I'm mispronouncing the name, then maybe Ferrari should have named it something easier to pronounce. And taking a quick look at the inner activity of the car, and I'm very happy to say that you can open both doors, the hood and the trunk of it. And to be honest, looking at the car for the first time, I really like the level of detail here. I really like the exterior of the car. But what does the interior look like, and how does it sound? Well, let's figure that out. Okay, it's confirmed, you saw it on this channel first. The RSX looks like a car on the inside. But in all seriousness, I do really like the interior, and I believe it's unique to this vehicle. The sound does leave a little bit to be desired, but let's go to Los Santos Customs and see how we can customize it. But before we do that, of course, we need to see if it's an all-wheel drive or a rear-wheel drive vehicle. And I'm very happy to say that the RSX is an all-wheel drive car, especially with all this snow around. And with that, it's time to head to Los Santos Customs, which reminds me to ask you of one favor. See, I asked Santa Claus to bring me 25,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but he is taking his sweet time. So I'm asking you to subscribe to the channel to help us reach 25,000 by December 31st. And about the RSX, my first impressions are very favorable towards it. I do want to mention once again that I really love the hydraulic spoiler in the back. Not enough cars have this, and Rockstar, if you're watching this video, first of all, how you doing? And second of all, please put it in more cars in the future. And if you do, maybe just make them a little bit more affordable. Just a suggestion. But so far, I can say the car accelerates fairly well, even on snow. It has good top speed from what I see, and it handles as good as you can expect from a vehicle driving in the snow. I was having so much fun with this car, in fact, that I forgot that I was making a video. And since this is a 2020 car, I'm really hoping the customization options are up there, unlike a particular other car released this year. And at this point I remembered I was making a video, so I decided to give you guys what you wanted. Crashing. And don't worry, I remembered I was making a video a couple of times throughout this video, including this one. And the first thing we're gonna do in Los Santos Customs is go through all the performance options and max them out first, after we fix the damage we did to the car. But upgrading the performance options first allows me to, first of all, make sure I don't forget something later on, and secondly, it allows me to just skim over the customization options as I'm going down the list so I know what to expect. And on a different subject, a commenter on a fairly recent video asked if this was my real voice. And I apologize, I couldn't find the comment to put in this video, but that was the question. And to him, I can reply, no, of course not. When I'm not on mic, I sound like a stroked out Vin Diesel. Ugh. Oh, I'm sorry, that was my Stallone impression. Wait, what was I doing? Oh yeah, making a video. And as you can see, we have a plethora of rear bumper options for this one. Only problem is, they're a little bit too expensive for my taste, but I can't complain too much. At least we have them. And speaking of things we have, we can customize the back holes of this car. And no, from now on, I'm refusing to call it an exhaust, I'm calling it back holes. Moving on to the hood options, we have a plethora again of cool options to choose from. But again, a little bit too expensive for my taste. Honestly, so far the RSX is completely delivering on everything I expected from it. And it only cost me about $3.7 million so far. And I'm not gonna put any liveries on it, but since I am making a video showcasing the vehicle, I wanted to showcase the liveries as well. Even the stupid ones. And speaking of stupid, please subscribe to my channel. I really want to reach 25,000 by the end of the year. First 25, then the world. And going back to the video, cause I am making one. So far, I can compare the customization options we have for the RSX to a vehicle that can be modified at Benny's. It's that good, in my opinion at least. In this, the rear panel is something that you can customize on only a handful of vehicles in the game. Next up is the roof, and there we have a lot of customization as well. I know, broken record here, but I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. And especially since the bar has been lowered so much by the other vehicles released in the same DLC. And look at this, we have skirt options and we have a lot of them to choose from. But on a different subject, Cyberpunk 2077. What a glorious dumpster fire that is, huh? And to save you a little bit of money, at the end, goes to, and then the end. And that of course was a joke, and if you really spoil something about the plot of the game and the ending of Cyberpunk 2077, I'm gonna block you from the channel. And speaking of spoilers, see what I did there? The spoiler you select isn't gonna have any impact on the traction bar of the car. That said, you have a variety of 21 different spoiler options to choose from. And for me, I really like those shark fin things, so I'm gonna stick with those. One thing that I found a little bit peculiar is that you can only choose from 3 different ride heights. And the next option we have to modify is the tail fin. And I might be wrong, but I believe this is the only vehicle in the game that has this customization option. And after we're done finning around, it's time to go to the wheels and sadly change them. Although now in hindsight I realize that that's a secondary color and I could have stayed with the cool stock rims. But you can understand my confusion. Usually when GTA Online you can't change the color of the stock rims. That said, I think the Obey RS are perfectly adequate for this one. And just for fun I just wanted to see what tire design options we have. And I'm not impressed, so I'm not gonna put any of those. And next up we have my favorite customization option for this car. And no, I'm not joking, the window tint option in this car is done flawlessly. Let me explain. Usually when a car like this has the engine in the rear and it has a clear window on top of it, changing the window tint changes the tint on the back window as well. I'm really happy that Rockstar finally did this so you can look cool and look at your engine at the same time. And with that done, the only thing left to do is choose a primary and a secondary color for the car. And as you can see in a little bit, the car looks stunning in black and grey and graphite. That's why I didn't even look at other colors. And if the Ferrari this car is inspired by is an indicator, the RSX is gonna look incredible in almost all the colors. And since I don't want to make this video 50 minutes long, I'm just gonna skip ahead to where we leave Los Santos Customs. And don't forget to let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the vehicle. How would you rate it between 1 and 10? And before you make any harsh remarks, remember purple paint's expensive. As for the way the vehicle handles, drives, etc, I'm gonna be giving you my impressions driving it in the snow for obvious reasons. So maybe take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. First of all, even though I'm driving in the snow, the car feels fairly agile in the way it accelerates. I definitely think this is one of the top accelerating cars in its class. And as for top speed, it might even be number 1. But once again, for obvious reasons, I can't confirm that. But I can confirm the car sounds better. And the photo finish. Of course. All in all, giving an answer to is this car worth it or not is a difficult one. On one hand, I can't test it on a clear road, and I'm only left to guess how it's gonna perform there, but I do believe it's gonna be near the top of its class, which means it's gonna be a good option if you wanna race with it. On the other hand, and if you're like me and you don't really participate in races all that much, and you mainly use your cars to have fun in the open world, I'd say that this is a pretty fun one. The only thing you have to consider is the $3.5 million price tag. That's a bit steep. That said, if you have the money and liked what you saw in my video, I'd say give it a go. I'm definitely gonna be keeping mine. The one thing that I intentionally didn't talk about is that the car has sort of a shoddy brake situation. But since I don't know if that's because of the snow or the car just has horrible brakes, I'm still gonna abstain from talking about it. And on that note, I think it's time to end the video. Thank you so much to everybody who watched. Hopefully you liked what you saw and you were at least a little bit entertained. And if that's the case, please don't forget to leave the video a like, it really does help out the channel a lot. And don't forget what I said, 25,000 by December 31st. We need more subscribers. So if you have a subscribe to spare, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, there's a lot more cool content to come in the future. And with that said and done, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Yep, brakes definitely not the best.